I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So the Minnesota Vikings first initial 53-man roster, the first initial 53-man roster. I'm going to get into it. We're going to break it down, break the roster down. Some moves I agree with. Some cuts I don't agree with, like they cut Bo Richter. I think Kene Nwangu's out the building. So some questionable cuts, dog. Now, this is not the final roster, but it is the initial roster. You hear me? But I just want to get into it, man. The season is really here now. I'm just going to look at the players, break it down, say how I feel, give my input. But before I get started, I'm really shocked that they cut Bo Richter, man. If anyone knows why, the reason, is he on the practice squad, etc., let me know. Fire them comments up, man. Big SKOL here. Feedback is much appreciated. Some keeps I totally agree, man. Like I say, the Vikings had depth. The Vikings have talent. They have depth in certain areas we may have thought they may not have a lot of depth at. You hear? That's why preseason is very important for players, second string, third string, rookie players, etc. You hear? So let's just get into it, man. You know what it is, man. Preseason over. Now it gets to the real nitty gritty. Now it gets to the real nitty gritty, man. We know 2 weeks away from the real season. 2 weeks away from the real season, dog. Understand? Let's get into this article. Let's look at this. Let's look at this roster breakdown, baby. In Minnesota, the Vikings reduced their roster to 53 players on Tuesday through a series of moves that begin with an initial wave Monday. Tuesday's sequence included utilizing reserve list, as well as placing players on waivers and terminating contracts. Teams have until Wednesday to claim players who were waived and can also sign up to 16 players for their practice squads. So I'm hoping Bo Richter stays around. I hope he's one of those players who they keep on the practice squad or claim him. Even Kene Nwangu, I'm shocked. I'm shocked again. Kene Nwangu was cut. I thought he had a solid training camp, preseason, etc. But maybe it's something behind the scenes with Bo Richter, with Kene Nwangu. You hear me? We're gonna see, though. We're gonna see, though. It's very interesting. Vikings general manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah and head coach Kevin O'Connor are scheduled to practice in immediate availability Thursday. Here's the first look at which Vikings are on the initial 53-man roster for 2024, along with the corresponding roster moves at each position that have been made since Minnesota's preseason finale. Players listed first at each position correspond with starters on the unofficial depth chart. Quarterbacks, they kept 3. On the initial 53, Sam Darnold, Nick Mullins, and Jaren Hall. Not shocked, not surprised. We know J.J. McCarthy is on injury reserve, etc., etc. They waived Matt Corral. Matt Corral, he was pretty much out of there. He was a body brought in to maybe contribute, see what he can do. But at the end of the day, we knew Matt Corral wasn't that guy. Matt Corral wasn't a player like that. But Jaren Hall, excited to see him get a shot. I think as far as 3s and 2s go, I would say Jaren Hall should be your number 2, your certified number 2. He brings more to the table. He looks more comfortable in the pocket. Seems like this game has slowed down for him a little bit. Like I say, he's mobile, can get out of there. So I say he should be your number 2. Nick Mullins is your 3. But you never know with KOC. Something about Mullins they love for life, dog. I don't understand it, man. No disrespect, but I'm tired of Mullins. Me personally, I'm tired of Mullins, dog. Let's go. The Vikings opted to place 3 quarterbacks on the 53-man roster for the second consecutive season after initially rostering 2 every year from 2019 to 22. By placing Hall on the 53-man roster, he can dress as an emergency QB and play if injuries occur to Darnold and Mullins without counting against the maximum of players active for a game. Running backs, 2. Aaron Jones Sr. and Ty Chandler. Wow. I'm surprised that Kene Nwangu, like I said, once again, Kene Nwangu, even Myles Gaskin, it says contract terminated. I thought Myles Gaskin did a pretty good job toting that tater, if you ask me. But it is what it is. The Vikings going with their move. Dwayne McBride, not surprising. Mo Abraham, not surprising. Kene Wangu, for me, is the surprising one. Huh? Let me know how you feel about it in the comments, man. Fire them comments up. Like, comment, and subscribe too. Hit that bell. But are you shocked at the Kene Wangu move? Did you feel Kene Wangu did enough to not only make the squad, but potentially get on the field during the regular season? Now, Kene Wangu, he's a player. He can go to another team if they utilize him correctly. You go to a team like the Chiefs, you know what Andy Reid gonna do with him. You go to a team like the Eagles, etc. Any, you know what I'm saying, any team that has firepower and looking to add to that firepower, you know what they will do with him, dog. So I'm surprised that the Vikings, understanding his speed, you can't coach speed, the type of weapon he is. I'm surprised KOC doesn't want to keep him around crazy as well, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, they went what they moved up. But that is a shocking cut. I am shocked. That is the Kene Wangu release. Once again, let me know how you feel about it. Let's get it. Jones and Chandler are poised to form a 1-2 punch that poses threats on the ground and through the air. Facts. Fullback only one, understandable. CJ Ham. Shout out CJ Ham. I need for him to do more in the run blocking game. I need for the Vikings to utilize him more in the run blocking game. He is not a weapon. You don't line him up on the outside. Let him do what he's supposed to do, what he's dared to do, and that's block. Be a big dog and block. You hear me? The Duluth native is back for another goal, adding a dimension to the offense as well as significant impacts on special teams. Last season, he helped with pass protection on third downs. And that's what he is, a solid fullback, a good blocking fullback. Receivers, they keep 6. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor, he should be a 3. Brandon Powell, Tristan Jackson, look out for Tristan Jackson to make some noise, and Trent Sherfield. Not mad at it. I thought that Lucky Jackson may get the nod ahead of someone on here, but like I say, they can keep players on the practice squad. So hopefully Lucky Jackson remains on the practice squad. But I thought Lucky Jackson was one of those receivers who could probably get on the, beat somebody out, maybe a Trent Sherfield senior. But I guess that's not the case. He just looked very fast and twitchy and glitchy to me. But the Vikings see something else. But another player, hopefully they keep him on the practice squad. Wade, Justin Hall, Lucky Jackson, Deshaun Jones, Thayer Thomas. Wade injured, Malik Knowles, August 27th. Malik Knowles, I thought he would do better for his career, but like I say, wave/injured. So you're injured, you're not available, you're making it tough for yourself, big dog. That's part of the business heavy. The Vikings built a deep receivers room, and players behind Jefferson and Addison made multiple plays in preseason games. Yeah, man, I like the receiver room. I like what Tristan Jackson did in his preseason, his whole training camp. I love what Jalen Naylor did. All he got to do is stay healthy, dog, heavy. Then you got Brandon Powell, so your backups are solid, and we're going to see how it's shaped. Tight ends, they kept 3. On the initial 53, Josh Oliver, Johnny Munt, Nick Muse. Now I'm surprised here they didn't keep K. Neil Harry. I expected them to keep Neil Harry. I feel like he's an athletic tight end. He can run like a receiver. But like I say, it's something they see or didn't see in him, and he didn't make the cut. He's another player who could remain on a practice squad. They can keep 16. So will they keep him around? You got to be careful, man, letting these players go to a different team. We've seen it numerous times right around the league. Player leaves, even from the Vikings, we've seen it, right? Vikings put a player on a practice squad. He's claimed or something by a team off waivers, and he goes and produces. You hear me? So the Vikings need to be very specific and careful about who they cut, man. I'm surprised at Bo Richter. What happened to Bo Richter, But yeah, it is what it is, huh? It is what it is. TJ Hockenson, we know TJ Hockenson must miss at least 4 games. Neil Johnson and Samus Reyes are waived. Contract terminated. N.Q. Harry and Robert Tonyan. Wow. They got Robert Tonyan up out of there. So I'm sure Robert Tonyan, just too many injuries, older in age, definitely has slowed down. So I get it. But the N.Q. Harry, I like the way N.Q. Harry ran, dog. I'm not going to cap. Munt, Oliver, and Muse showed up with plays at different parts of camp while taking more reps than if Hockenson was already available. Hockenson has been running routes on air on a side field. Offensive line. Let's get interesting. Kristen Derisaw, Blake Brandel, Garrett Bradbury, Ed Ingram, Brian O'Neill, David Quessenberry, Walter Rousset, Dan Feeney, Michael Juergens. Jurgens. So I think we have 2 rookies on the roster, right? Is Jurgens a rookie? He may not be, but Walter Rousset is. We pretty much knew who was going to be on this roster for the O-line. A lot of questions still. Garrett Bradbury, I have questions about him. Ed Ingram, Blake Brandel as well. I still question that interior front. But, man, not surprised, not shocked at any of these signings. Waived Matt Cindric, Chuck Filiaga, Doug Nestor, and Spencer Rowland, Henry Bird, and Tyrese Robinson, August 27th. Placed on injured reserve, designated for return, Dalton Reisner. Okay, so they placed Dalton Reisner on injured reserve. He will be returning. Now, what's some questions about Dalton Reisner? Was he happy in Minnesota? Why is he not at his certain position? He thought he would be a guard, not tackle, or tackle, not guard, et cetera, et cetera. Left, right, he wanted to play a certain position. So it's interesting. It's going to be intriguing to see how it pans out for Dalton Reisner, though. Does it really work out? You understand? Minnesota was able to blend versatility, experience, and youthfulness for the depth in its offensive line group. The plan was for Reisner to with Brandel and Ingram for one of the starting guard spots, but the veteran has been banged up. Yeah, injuries. I'm surprised they kept him being real, but it shows you the depth or the belief they have in him, dog. You understand? But yeah, at the end of the day, the O-line, it's going to be questions about the O-line, but we always hear them talk about chemistry, huh? That cohesion, right? Everybody in sync, how long they've been beside each other. About communication. Well, damn, this year 5, 6, repetitive years. Well, it's time for the communication to be 1,000%. You hear me? It's time for the skills to be put on display, dog. We talking about cohesion and chemistry. Well, they need to show it, man. You know what I'm saying? And show it against the best. Show it in that run game. You hear me? I loved how the physicality of the O-line looked during the preseason, but that second, third, fourth string, etc. That's cool. Your depth chart is cool, but what are your first string? Where does your first string compare to the best teams in the league? D-line, etc. The best in the league, the elite of the elite, the best of the best. What does your O-line compare to the D-line, dog? Interior especially, huh? And we're going to see early when they go play the Giants, huh? That big boy Dexter Jackson, he's going to be in Garrett Bradbury's mouth. So we're going to really see what's up, man. But that's my big question. All this talk about family, cohesion, been in the same routine, been on the same team, been playing with the same guys. When are you going to put it on display, Vikings? Brian O'Neill, Garrett Bradbury, they're the ones who love to speak about it. I'm just wondering. I must know. Let me know, dog. Here. Defensive line, here we go. Gets interesting. On the initial 53, Jonathan Bullard, Harrison Phillips, Jerry Tillery, Levi Drake Rodriguez, rookie, Jalen Redmond. I think he's the guy who was from the UCF or UFL, right? Jalen Redmond. Wasn't he like a special pickup? Taki Tamani. I love this D-line. Jonathan Bullard, I got questions about him. But who else would they have kept? But if not Bullard, right? James Lynch gone. Understandable, heavy. But Harrison Phillips, those are your 2 starters, probably. Even though I could argue Jerry Tillery may be in front of Bullard or even Taki Tamani during the season or even the beginning of the season. You may see him starting, dog. I don't care if you're a veteran or not. Levi Drake Rodriguez, you love his energy, you love his motor, right? I don't give a damn who's a vet, who's not. Whoever the best should be on the field. Jalen Redmond running around all preseason, making plays, had a strip fumble, etc., etc. Put your playmakers on the field, dog. If Jonathan Bullard got to be in the rotation, not a starter, get him out of there. Forget that favoritism and loyalty. You hear me? Put the best man on the field. But I like this interior, etc. As far as the trenches, I can't lie. I like it. Jonathan Bullard, he's definitely questionable. Shit. Harrison Phillips is questionable. But the question is it improvement? I love what I saw all preseason from the D-line, from the defense as a whole. So that's to translate to the first string, right? The first string should play even faster, be even more in sync, huh? When the season comes around, dog. Brian Flores has done a magnificent job putting these guys together, bonding them, making them understand the game, dog. Understand the scheme for real. It's about coaching, Forget what Tua said, dog. I'm on your head top, Tua, in a minute. Believe that I ain't forgot about you. I'm on your head top, ready to make your head drop, homie. We rock with Brian Flores over here. You hear me? Big SKOL here. But Brian Flores, big props to him. And the way I see them move in sync, just fluid, I think the same thing will be the case for the first string as well. I would be highly shocked, appalled if not. Wave Tyler, Manoa, August 26th, Jaquilin Roy didn't make the cut. You know, you thought this was his big training camp. Can he make the cut or not? You know, obviously he can't make the cut. It is what it is, dog. Contract terminated, James Lynch and Jonah Williams. Man, that's part of the game, man. James Lynch, he came off an injury, obviously wasn't the same. Jonah Williams, they didn't believe in him. So here we go, the roster, man. I like this front so far. I like this front, man, even the rookies. Taki Tamani, going to be a big boy problem. Levi Drake Rodriguez, energy, motor, charismatic, fight hard, determination. Can't coach that, dog. Let's get it. You understand? The defensive line group's depth showed up multiple times in preseason games with Rodriguez, Redmond, and Tamani capitalizing on their playing time. Facts. Outside linebackers on the initial 53, Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel. Patrick Jones II, Dallas Turner, and Jihad Ward. I love that outside linebacker group. Pat Jones, could he have a breakout season? Could he contribute at a high level, huh? They talked about his physicality in camp, all training camp, huh? Dallas Turner, I think he's going to be the defensive rookie of the year, huh? Jihad Ward coming in, making noise. He had a solid preseason, huh? So these outside linebackers, this depth, I like the depth, man. Now you got to question some areas at speed, but man, you talking about Dallas Turner, you talking about Andrew Van Ginkel, man, Jonathan Grenard, you got speed all over the field. So this linebacker core, I like it, man. I like it. Only thing is this right here. I'm surprised at this here. Maybe a little with this here as well. But Andre Carter, understandable. But Bo Richter, man, if Bo Richter goes somewhere else to a team like the Niners or somewhere, the Eagles or the Chiefs, even the Bears or the division team, I will be pissed, dog. I will be pissed. You hear me, Jack? I think Bo Richter has potential. I really wonder why the Vikings had to let him go or felt the need to let him go. I must really know, dog. Oh, I'm shocked at that one. I'm shocked at that one. Very shocked at that one. Even Andre Carter flashed a couple of times, but I get it. Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, Pat Jones, Dallas Turner, Jihad Ward. I wish they would have kept one more Bo Richter in the building, but it is what it is. Placed on injured reserve, designated for return, Gabriel Murphy. I like that. Gabriel Murphy, another player. He could be a special edge rusher for your defense, dog. So I like that. And like I say, they could definitely keep Bo Richter and Andre Carter on the practice squad. They can keep 16, correct? Let's get it. Grenard and Van Ginkel were two of Minnesota's first signees during free agency. Jones repeatedly made plays and showed versatility in training camp. Turner flashed immediately in his NFL debut, and Ward adds size at the edge position with some added versatility. Facts, man. Defense has improved. Inside linebackers, Blake Cashman, Ivan Pace Jr., Kamu Grugier-Hill, and Brian Asamoah. So Brian Asamoah made the cut, huh? Wave Dallas Scant. I don't know about Wave and Dallas Scant. Now it is what it is, but Dallas Scant, they say 6'2", 230, running that fast. What I saw versus the Eagles, but it is what it is. Brian Asamoah, I'm not going to cap. I'm glad he remained a Viking. I think Brian Asamoah still got something left in the tank, man. You know, I think he still got something left in the tank. And what I see with these boys, Cashman, Pace, and Asamoah, not too sure about Grugier-Hill. He's strictly a backup, but it is what it is. Now, Grugier-Hill, Brian Asamoah's speed, Ivan Pace speed, Blake Cashman's speed. You know what I'm saying? Injured reserve, Jordan Kanasi. Linebacker group, I'm going to say it again. I think the linebacker group is Minnesota Vikings' strong point on the defense, you know? I think the defense is the strong point, but on the defense, the strongest point, man, the toughest room, the best room is the linebacker core, period. No disrespect, I'm just talking facts here. Pace has built off an impressive rookie season as a former undrafted free agent. Cashman and Grugier-Hill have added years of experience to the group. Facts. You need experience, dog. You need maturity. Cornerbacks, they kept 6. Stephon Gilmore, Byron Murphy Jr., Shaq Griffin, Caleb Evans, Fabian Moreau, Dwight McGlothern, Caleb Evans, I'm surprised he made the cut, but it is what it is. He didn't impress me preseason, etc., or training camp. Byron Murphy, we know his questions about him. Stephon Gilmore, they damn near had to bring him in. He is a true vet. If he can stay healthy, he is one of your top starters, though, no cap. So he improved the area, at least the cornerback instantly. But how much does he really improve it, huh? Is he still that elite corner? No. But does he elevate you, upgrade your room? Yes. But how confident are you in the room? How confident are we in the cornerback room? You know what I'm saying? We saw Byron Murphy get beat a lot last season. You hear me? Shaq Griffin, yeah, he's cool, but he's just a veteran. Is he an elite shutdown corner? You could talk about change of scenery, working under Flores, but how much can he really give? Caleb Evans, he can't catch a cold. He can't catch nothing, huh? He was getting burnt in the preseason. You hear me? Fabian Moreau, the White McGlothern, excited, super excited about White McGlothern. Man, I love, man. Hey, UDFA earning his keep, ready to play. Don't be surprised if he's starting week 1, my dog. You hear me? Don't be surprised if the White McGlothern is starting week 1, my boy. Wave Jalen Williams, Nashawn Wright. Nashawn Wright, they traded him for Andrew Booth, right? Who's getting sauced up at Dallas as well. Contract terminated. AJ Green III, Duke Shelley. They out. It is what it is. Cornerback room. So the cornerback room, I think the weakest link on the defense, but we're going to see. We're really going to see what them boys about. They're going to get tested early and often. The Vikings cornerbacks room has experienced quite a makeover this offseason with the signing of Griffin in the spring and the camp additions of Moreau and Gilmore. McGlothern continued to make an impact throughout the season and garnered a roster spot as an undrafted free agent. Safeties 5. Harrison Smith and Cameron Bynum, Joshua Metellus, Theo Jackson, and Jay Ward. Wave Lewis Seen. Contract terminated. Bobby McCain. In the safety room, I'm cool with the safety room, dog. You know, some thought Lewis Seen may get another shot, may earn himself a spot, but Lewis Seen is who Lewis Seen is. So the fact he's waived, not surprised. Now they could still come back and keep him on the practice squad. Once again, I got to reiterate, you can keep 16 players, but Harrison Smith, Cam Bynum, Josh Metellus, Theo, and Jay Ward. I like the things Jay Ward did during training camp. He flashed in the spring, flashed in preseason. You definitely take Jay Ward over Lewis Seen, dog. Bobby McCain with some questions about him, but he's who he is. Smith, Bynum, and Metellus each started all 17 games for Minnesota in 23, and Jackson contributed when his number was called. Ward worked some at cornerback during camp and is likely to be a core special teamer. The Vikings opted to go with 6 cornerbacks and 5 safeties this year instead of rostering 6 safeties with Seen. Specialists. Long snapper Andrew DePaula. Shout out Andrew DePaula. Kicker Will Reichert, Roll Tide, full of pride, baby. Let's get it. Mr. Clutch. Punter Ryan Wright. DePaula is back again after another consistent camp. Wright won a punting battle and will serve as the holder for Reichert, who has been impressive in his first NFL preseason, baby. Let's get it. So I think that's about it, man. That is your roster. That is your roster as of right now. Do you hear me? You dig me? You get my drift? I'm gonna do a live tomorrow, man. You hear me? I'm gonna do a live tomorrow. Make sure y'all tune in. We're gonna really break down the roster. Probably do a regular season schedule prediction again. Do the last one before the season starts. You understand? But that's your roster. Let me know how you feel about it. Are you happy with who they cut, who they kept? Let me know, man. Fire them comments once again. Next story: TJ Hockenson. TJ Hockenson put on PUP, the PUP list, huh? For next season. So he has to miss at least 4 games. How will that affect the Vikings? Huh? Which tight ends will step up? Let's get into the article, man. Let's get it. This could be very important news. You understand me? For the Vikings, Hockenson, the offense, how the offenses ran, what Kevin O'Connell will do week 1. Well, week 1 to week 4. You know, will it really affect the offense? You know what I'm saying? Vikings TJ Hockenson starting the season on reserve PUP list, dog. Man. Again, Minnesota, so the Vikings tight end TJ Hockenson will miss at least the first 4 games of the season as he completes his recovery from a torn ACL and MCL in his right knee. Crazy big injury, huh? So he has to miss at least 4 games. So who gonna step up, huh? Johnny Munt, you know, Nick Muse. I like Nick Muse game. Josh Oliver. Somebody got to step up, dog. will definitely affect the offense and how it's ran at least the first 4 weeks, in my opinion. I can't wait to see how KOC adapts, to not having TJ Hockenson being available to him. You hear me? The news, anticipated since he suffered the injury December 24th, was made official Tuesday after the team decided to place him on a reserve PUP list rather than hold open a spot for him on his 53-man roster. Hockenson participated in a series of intense workouts on a side field during the latter stages of training camp, raising hopes that he was ahead of schedule. Coach O'Connell was hopeful as well, but ultimately the Vikings decided against a more aggressive approach with the player. They signed a 4-year contract extension worth at least $66 million last summer. I still think he's overpaid, but it is what it is, and this is not shocking. We knew Hockenson would definitely not be back no damn week 1. Who saw it coming? Not you, not me. I still question, have my concerns if he will even return for the whole season. I've been saying it. Don't be shocked if he sits out the whole season, dog. Hockenson medical team delayed his ACL surgery for 36 days to allow the MCL to heal first. Makes sense. A common practice with this particular injury. The expected 9-month recovery timetable always projected a late September/early October return. He will be eligible to return for the Week 5 home game against the Detroit Lions, coincidentally the team that he suffered the injury against. He will be needed. He will be much needed versus a team like the Lions of their caliber. Since acquiring Hockenson in 2022 from the Lions, the Vikings have had one of the most tight end-friendly offenses in the NFL. In 25 career games with the Vikings, Hockenson has caught more passes, 155, than any other tight end in the NFL, for the second most yards, 1,479. Not taking none of that away from him, but, when you're highly targeted, it's what's going to happen. I've compared Hockenson's numbers to Kirk's numbers and stats. Is it all just show me stats, never wins, never big wins? We've seen him drop some huge catches, Now, shout out Hockenson. I wish him the best of full recovery, but let's make him a top 5 tight end. Sometimes you got to look beyond the numbers. You hear me like I say about PFF grades, huh? Look beyond the PFF grade, huh? Last season, the Vikings led the league in tight end targets, exactly 179, and not just because receiver Justin Jefferson missed 7 games because of a hamstring injury. In O'Connell's 2 seasons with the team, the Vikings ranked second in tight end targets, 325, behind only the Kansas City Chiefs, 380, who have featured veteran Travis Kelce over that period. Yeah. KOC definitely has been leaning heavy on Hockenson at times, maybe even sometimes too much on Hockenson at times, you hear me? And we saw it last season when Jettas got hurt, leaned on him heavy. Hockenson has accounted for 83.3% of the Vikings' tight end targets in the games he has played. With Hockenson's absence now, the Vikings are expected to use backup tight end Johnny Mutt as their primary receiver at the position, with fellow backup Josh Oliver serving largely in a run-blocking capacity. I ain't going to cap to you. I'd rather see Nick Muse on that field. What's up? I said what I said. Huh? It is what it is, man, and that's about it. But Hockenson, man, this is kind of big news, kind of big news, but we pretty much expected him to miss some time. And the fact he's supposed to be coming back week 4 earlier than I expected. Huh? And I'm still going to stand on, don't be surprised if that man don't return. If that man don't return this season, don't be surprised. Huh? You hear? That's who Hockenson, that's what Hockenson has shown to be. He's going to milk it to the last drop. Period. He's going to play the game. And I get it to a certain extent, but the Vikings know. We talking about Guapino, who was paid too much, overpaid. We know you got to throw Hockenson in there, especially if he doesn't return this season, coming off ACL, MCL tear, which is a difficult injury. Everyone's not AP, huh? A lot of questions. Will he be the same tight end? Will he be as productive, more productive, huh? Will he decline, huh? So a lot to wait and see. How it goes, how it pans out with Hockenson. You just got to sit back and wait. Time will tell. He will be on the field again. When? Who knows? But Johnny Mutt, Nick Muse, do you feel? I would have loved to see Harry stay in the building. This is where you love to see Harry stay in the building, in my opinion. Huh? Had some nice catches preseason. has wide receiver speed at the tight end position. You telling me KLC couldn't utilize him, but it is what it is. They like other players better, other players more. All right, bet. Now, if K. Neil Harry goes somewhere and performs well, will you be shocked? Will any other team try to use him as a tight end? Maybe so, maybe not. We'll see, man. 53-man roster, though. TJ Hockenson, Hockenson, just get back on the field, dog. You know, you sit here and ask me, are the Vikings better with Hockenson? Of course. Well, I feel like he's overpaid, of course, but he's your best tight end. Your offense run better with him, around him, if need be. So, of course, you want Hockenson on our field, dog. You want TJ Hockenson on the field. And for the money he's making, baby, get him on that field, dog. But 53, the initial 53-man roster is here. Let me know how you feel about it. I'll be going live tomorrow, get more in-depth detail into it. Make sure you tune in, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Hit that bell. Big SKOL here. SKOL Vikes forever. Win, lose, or draw. Season is here, man. Yeah. Heavy.